Justin Bieber is showing every sign of suffering from paranoid schizophrenia, and I believe we finally have enough to prove it. At first, it sounded impossible, but when we looked at his actions and the way they line up with what this disorder brings, the clues became too strong to ignore. We've also seen how he can't stop stalking Selena Gomez, copying her looks and even her poses as if he's desperate for her attention. And now there's his sudden obsession with posting about religion, turning every word into a riddle. Together, it paints a picture that's undeniable. The post that started this discussion was Justin Bieber's bizarre photo of himself in that strange crochet hat, staring wide-eyed into the camera. At first glance, it just looks odd, but when people searched what this kind of behavior could mean, Google results linked it directly to paranoid schizophrenia, where repetitive clothing choices and strange self-presentation can be part of the symptoms. That's where the conversation really exploded, because it's not just one photo anymore. Justin recently dumped nearly 50 random images on his Instagram in a single day, including unsettling close-ups and even shots of himself standing in nothing but white underwear. It doesn't look like promotion or fun. It looks more like a man unraveling. Fans are reacting exactly how you'd expect. One comment said, "This is so embarrassing." They really show a pattern of being insane. And honestly, it does feel like a pattern, not just a single moment. Another person wrote, "He needs help." And I can't disagree. Because looking at all of this together, it doesn't feel healthy. Then there was, "He has got to stop posting these Fs," which just shows the frustration building in people who don't know how else to react. From my perspective, the more I scroll through his feed, the harder it is to see this as just harmless creativity. It feels like Justin is spiraling in real time, and everyone is watching it happen. The obsession doesn't stop at Justin's bizarre posts. We all saw Selena's story where she posed in those bold red glasses, and not long after, Justin appeared in public wearing almost the exact same style. To anyone else, it might look like a coincidence, but when we've been watching this pattern for years, it feels more like a deliberate mirror. And it didn't end there. Selena shared that photo of herself stretched across her bed, chin resting in her hands, and suddenly Justin pops up with a nearly identical pose while out in a kayak. At this point, it doesn't feel like inspiration anymore. It feels like stalking. He seems locked into this need to echo whatever Selena does, as if reminding her that he's still watching. Fans notice it too. One comment said, "They're both obsessed with her, but for the opposite reason." Well, actually, I guess because Justin's still in love with her. And honestly, that's what it looks like. An obsession disguised as casual posting. Another fan wrote, "You know how there's that stereotypical saying, 'Go talk to your other chicks'? I feel like Haley can't even say that to Justin because he'd run to Selena if he could." That line alone shows how many people think this is more than coincidence. Someone else summed it up perfectly. He always wants a piece of Selena with him wherever he goes. And finally, I just know her name comes up multiple times a week in their conversations. The comments say it all. Fans aren't buying this as harmless similarities. They see Justin still circling Selena, no matter how much time has passed. Right after Selena was getting praised for her new success, Justin suddenly jumped on Instagram with a cryptic post about how emphasizing human effort leads to ego. And let's be real, the timing wasn't a coincidence. To me, it looked like a response, almost like he couldn't stand watching Selena get recognition without trying to throw shade. The whole message boiled down to saying that giving credit to human effort is wrong because it feeds pride. But if you look closer, what he was really suggesting was that Selena's wins had gone to her head, and that his own constant efforts were the reason. It's such a backhanded, passive-aggressive way of reminding her he's still in the picture. What makes it worse is how he packaged it. It wasn't a simple post. It was dressed up like some deep spiritual reflection, as if he was above the noise while secretly fueling it. That's the irony fans were quick to point out. One person called it out directly. "That's very hypocritical since they're full of ego." Another added, "Doesn't surprise me honestly, but man, do they need a PR team to get a hold of their phones." And the most brutal reaction summed it all up. "Okay, so this is why he went mental today again with these posts." And honestly, they're right. Right after that ego message, Justin spammed Instagram again. Dozens of random pictures, strange close-ups, and rambling captions. It felt less like a man sharing his truth, and more like someone spiraling under the weight of watching his ex thrive. The connection is impossible to ignore. Selena's accomplishments rise, and Justin collapses into cryptic words and erratic behavior. It's not just bitterness, it's a pattern. Every time Selena shines, Justin makes sure the conversation circles back to him, even if it means exposing how unstable he really looks in the process. After watching Justin spiral with those cryptic ego posts, the attention quickly shifted to Hailey, who decided to jump into the spotlight herself. She shared a story about a newly recognized personality type called introvert, and in bold letters, she claimed, "Oh, this is me." Now, at first glance, that might sound harmless. But when I looked deeper into what introvert really means, the whole thing fell apart. According to psychiatrists, an introvert is someone who feels like a perpetual outsider, even though they can form deep individual bonds. It's a personality defined by detachment from groups, preferring independence, and struggling to truly belong. Basically, someone who doesn't fit in but makes up for it with resilience and creativity. The problem? Hailey has never once come across as this kind of person. If anything, she's the opposite. She thrives on controlling situations, being at the center of gossip, and constantly seeking validation from the public. So when she claims she's an introvert, it feels more like another attempt at rebranding rather than an honest reflection of who she really is. Fans caught on immediately. One comment mocked her by saying, "It's not that you're an introvert, it's just that your friends don't like you." Another called her out as a mean girl who doesn't even have a bond with her own husband. That one cut deep because it reflects how a lot of people see her marriage, more like a PR contract than a genuine partnership. And then there was the comment that nailed the irony, preferring to make decisions based on what Selena Gomez's decisions are. At least she admits it. People are convinced that even when Hailey tries to talk about her identity, it always circles back to Selena. And honestly, I agree with those takes. When I look at Hailey's behavior, I don't see an outsider struggling to belong. I see someone obsessed with what people think, desperate to prove she's more than Justin's wife, and constantly chasing after whatever Selena does. Her claiming the label of introvert feels like another desperate attempt to paint herself as misunderstood, when in reality, it highlights just how controlling and insecure she really is. The backlash wasn't just playful trolling, it was brutal. Fans weren't buying her story for a second, and instead of giving her depth, the introvert label only exposed the cracks in her public image. And it leaves us wondering, if even Hailey is trying to rewrite her personality type for clout, what does that say about where her head is at? When the Coachella 2026 headliners were announced, Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, and Karol G, everyone expected Bieber to dominate the headlines. After all, he's Justin Bieber. But what actually happened surprised a lot of people. Sabrina Carpenter stole more of the spotlight than anyone could have predicted. Sabrina's rise to headliner status was personal. In 2024, during her performance, she openly said she wanted to headline one day. "Coachella, see you back here when I headline," she declared. And now, just 2 years later, it's real. Fans called it the best manifestation ever. Meanwhile, when Justin was confirmed, the fan reactions were underwhelming, mixed. Some celebrated, others acted like they knew something would go wrong, like he'd cancel last minute. There were a few "Justin finally" messages, about time, but also murmurs of disappointment, subtle reminders of his past inconsistencies. One moment that hit hard, fans seeing that despite Sabrina just reaching headliner status, social media trended heavily in her favor immediately. Praise, searches, excitement. It left many feeling Justin's announcement was expected, almost routine. Sabrina's felt like a fresh win. Justin's felt like business as usual. Hailey responded enthusiastically on social media, "Bieberchella." "Sekete," she wrote. But that felt small, a cheer from within, not ripples across the internet like Sabrina's moment. From what I see, this is less about who headlined and more about perception and momentum. Sabrina's building something new. Justin's greatness is legacy. But right now, in the culture's eyes, Sabrina's buzz is fresher, louder. And that shift? It's meaningful. It's something Justin and fans can't ignore. So, after seeing all of this play out, one thing is clear: Justin Bieber's life is getting harder and harder to ignore, but for all the wrong reasons. From posting strange photos that fans say show signs of something deeper, to copying Selena's every move like he's still trapped in her shadow, to throwing shade online right after her big accomplishments, it's starting to look less like coincidence and more like obsession. And then there's Hailey, who keeps stepping into the spotlight with her own questionable choices, claiming she's discovered a whole new personality type while fans drag her for being nothing but controlling. Add Coachella into the mix, and the contrast couldn't be louder. Sabrina Carpenter is getting all the praise and attention Justin thought would naturally fall his way, while his own fans are left wondering if he'll even show up. It's a pattern, it's a mess, and honestly, it's exhausting. But at the same time, it's exactly why people can't stop watching. So what do you think? Is Justin spiraling, or is he just trying to hold on to the little attention he has left? Let me know in the comments. And trust me, the next story we've got will shock you even more.